Yo, what is good? My anime people, what is good, yo? So, the Misfit has gotten what seemingly seems like his swordsman back. I am pretty curious as to where all of this is going to go at the end of the day, because with how much different things he's capable of, it's only right that man straight up can take on a sword fighter who may be one of the best uh, he's had on his team. And not only can he take him on, but he can beat him with a tree branch. A tree branch. You know, the last person I saw use a tree branch and actually destroy people with it was Milio, or do big damage was Meliodas. So it's like, take that as you will. This man would definitely slap Meliodas easily. um, but yeah, we really just get to see more and more of the tiny, small details that they're giving us for this character. Not only is he finding, out like all these different things that people kind of have in the works, thanks to uh, him just being gone, him being reincarnated, and probably taking a lot longer than I guess he expected, or maybe he did expect to go for that long, I'm not entirely sure. But if I was a guessing man, I would guess he probably didn't want to be gone for 200,000 years, or that's just how it is, right? Like, maybe he has no choice in the matter, and reincarnation just takes that long. Because if we're looking at the the exchange student, it seems like that could be the case if this is the person he granted uh, to be able to come back, right? So it's kind of saying that, if anything, depending on how old this exchange student is, everything that we saw when our main character blows himself up or gets taken up by the hero, which we also learn has infinite life. Man can die as many times as need be, and he'll just come back. And if I was a guessing man, uh, I'm pretty sure he was doing this in the grand scheme of maybe trying to get away from this and never-ending cycle that he wasn't even going to be capable of winning. And I can only imagine how he was feeling, knowing that regardless of how many times he has absolutely obliterated this hero, he just comes back. And not only does he comes back with a sword that even he can't wield, when there's a whole bunch of swords that people couldn't even pick up. Come to find out, he didn't even have to get close to those swords. He just straight up used a little bit of power or a little bit of focus, and the sword's like, I want to go to him, right? So these are the types of things that really have me just anxious and wanting more of this show, when they really can just showcase how much ridiculous power and ridiculous strength that can be thrown around. Not to mention the fact that they were going to get like teachers of swordsmanship, but yeah, they absolutely obliterate their teachers, showcasing that if anyone needs sword skills, it would be, or sword training, they need it from them, which is ridiculously dope. I love how they both end up blitzing their teacher and just showcasing how much stronger they are, especially our demon king, because, or opposite, the other guy. No, well, yeah, it's impressive either way, because not only did he blitz the teacher with the weapon that he like pulled out of the ground, but then he showcases uh they both blitzed the teacher with a sword that was on the ground, which was an actual sword. But after, they then have their own sword, which this guy had like a rapier or something. And our main guy's like, a sword? I don't need this sword to beat you. I hope there's a twig near you when I get to you. Like, the fool is so OP, it's ridiculous. It's redonkulous. It's a better word for it. And I was thinking about hopping on sword art, but I might actually just make my sword art video through Neo gameplay because I have the DLC and this is actually kind of fun to go through right now. So, I got grabbed. But overall, though, man, the Misfit is definitely going to be something I'm keeping my eye on for quite some time. Seeing how not only is the design of the character pretty cool, but overall the people in the story have been getting cooler and cooler. Like the guy they introduced us to from his past, that was ridiculously broken enough to take out this giant water type user and take her out in one blow to earn his wish to even be resurrected. So it's really small details, but the more and more we learn about the past and what actually has happened, the cooler the story gets. Even more at, at, at a certain time, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see some new stuff happening every time man's on the screen. But right now, I think it was the best that they, showcase something from the past and then they bring it to the present, which I thought was a pretty cool idea with his swordsman being ridiculously hype. And now that he seemingly is back and doesn't even remember his past life, it's getting interesting to that regard of, is he going to remember it? Is he just going to, you know, kind of just do whatever needs to be done over time? Because as of right now, it feels as if, since he doesn't know that he is supposedly the person who was fighting side by side by this man, he can only go off of what he's feeling in the moment, and what he's feeling in the moment is, straight up how bad he's outmatched by this person who he's challenged. And not only has he challenged, he could have, he wanted to straight up just be on his team. He didn't want to challenge him. He's like, you know what, I'm just going to be on your team because you'll probably kill me. No, I don't know if that's the actual reason why he wanted to be on his team, but it would make the most sense, right? If he could just sense how strong he was. Well, actually, no. The reason why he wanted to be on his team is probably because of what he ended up doing to his teacher as well as the other guy did to his own. And then thinking that someone wanted to make him his own leader, like he had to be his own and take care of people. He did not want to do that, but he also didn't want to have someone weaker than him leading them. So he pretty much proves the point that he knew in the beginning that he was not even going to touch the demon king. So he's smarter than he looks, and he also is way more broken than he looks. But going against a person like the Demon King, who hasn't shown us any type of sword skills until this episode alone, we now know he can't be touched when using a sword, right? Like, man has everything going for him, and I absolutely love it. So definitely looking forward to seeing what else he can showcase to us, because clearly he can use magic completely fine. Clearly he can use swords fine. What else can he do? Or what, the question is, what can't he do, right? Like, what, he can do everything, but what can't he do, right? If he can not be perfect, what is that one thing? And I think we had a little bit of an idea of what it was, but it's also not something that's all that important, Because it was just the fact of the matter that he couldn't lift the sword of the hero, right? So that's the one thing I've heard from his own mouth that for sure he can't do. If that hero's blade showed up in front of him right now, it sounds like he would not be able to wield it at all. And just like the main girl said, oh, I didn't think you would actually say there's a blade you can't wield. I thought you would say there isn't a single blade that you couldn't wield. You know, like, she's straight up speaking out of how we, the audience, feel as well. You know, like, there's no way you're like, oh yeah, that sword right there, or a sword in the world cannot be wielded even by him, because look at that sword. You know, there's no indicators of that, and that's kind of, dude, you look sick. I want your armor. Give me your armor. I'll be right back. But yeah, overall, man, I think this show is absolutely killing it. It's been killing it from the start, and I'm definitely still looking forward to more as a whole. And Misfit Demon King is definitely going to grow on me, and I feel like I wish it had more episodes than like 12 or 13. But we'll have to see how far it goes and if it does have more than that or not. Because at this point, I can tell you, it feels like it won't, you know. So I guess we'll see what happens at the end of the day. Hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening. I will be dropping the sword art video quite soon as well with this one, if it isn't already out by the time you're hearing this. So yeah, take care, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace. Little boss fight. Hey, little boss fight, where we go? Okay.